Hello there! Long time no see. Once again, I'm making videos not too often nowadays, but eh, nobody cares, so neither do I. It's just for me anyway. But yeah, I wanted to make another video because I've been reading some manga recently, and when I read manga, I like to make videos about them. Uh, so the manga I've been reading, and I am a One Piece fanboy extraordinaire, by the way. I'm digging One Piece right now. But we're not talking about One Piece today. We haven't talked about One Piece in a while, actually, on the channel. I've been reading it every week, but I haven't been making videos about it. But I'll get back to that at some point. But today we're actually going to be talking about the latest volume that I've read of Hunter x Hunter, because goddamn do I love me some Hunter x Hunter. I forgot how great this series is. I read it a long. I read the first, like, I don't know, maybe dozen or so volumes way back in the day. Like, I'm talking like 20 years ago. I read the first maybe dozen or so volumes of Hunter x Hunter, and I liked it then. But I fell off. I stopped reading it, and I've only just recently gotten back into it because I've been like, you know what? From what I remember, Hunter x Hunter. There's my cat. From what I remember, Hunter x Hunter is a pretty good series, and I don't remember it very well, and I want to revisit it and refresh my memory, kind of just like what I was doing with One Piece. Um, so I decided to do that. And yeah, so I read the latest volume of Hunter x Hunter. I read it at work because I got a new job recently, and there's a lot of downtime at this job. A lot of time goes by where I have nothing to do. And my boss said, you're allowed to read, to pass the time. So I decided, what better way to pass the time than to read a dope manga like Hunter x Hunter. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and recap this volume. Let's get right into it. I feel bad for Yoshihiro Togashi because I know he has a lot of health issues, and that affects the release of Hunter x Hunter. Um, and that's a bummer. That's definitely a bummer. I wish I wish his health was in a better situation, but it is what it is. I just hope nothing happens to him before he finishes Hunter x Hunter. Because another manga I've been reading recently is Berserk, and I know that Kentaro Miura died before he was able to finish Berserk. So I really hope that doesn't happen with Yoshihiro Togashi. That would really be a bummer. I don't know how old he is. I think he's like in his 50s or something like that. So he's not too old, but I know he has a lot of like back problems and like various health problems. So I don't know. I'm a little concerned, but anyway, I still have a lot of Hunter x Hunter to read because, like I said, I read the first dozen or so chapters. Um, so I have a lot to catch up on, and then I have a lot to read that I've never read before. So that's what we're going to do with this video series. All right, so let's get started here. Oh, wait a second. Did I do a video for Volume 4? Let me check that real quick. I think I did. I think I did do a video for Volume 4. Let me just make sure because I don't remember. It's been so long. Hold on. If I knew how to edit YouTube videos, I would just edit this out, but I don't. So I should probably teach myself how to do that. I think I did make a video for Volume 4, actually, now that I think about it. Let's see here. Yes, I did. It's the last video I made. Okay, okay. All right, so we'll do Volume 5 now. Hold on here. Okay. We'll do volume 5 now. I forgot if I had made a video for volume 4. Anyway, all right. So it picks up, and Killua is facing his brother Illumi in the last like phase of the Hunter exam, where it's like a reverse style tournament, and Illumi is like telling Killua, he's like telling him, "You're an assassin. You're nothing more than an assassin. You can't have any friends." Because Killua's like, "Yeah, I want to be friends with Gon," and Illumi is like, "You can't be friends with Gon because you're an assassin. You don't need any friends. You can't make any friends. You're not qualified to have friends." I think is a phrase he uses, and and Killua is just sweating, and he's just like, like he's intimidated by his older brother. I like this phase, this passage here, this scene here, where Leolio is like, "You can be friends with Gon if you want. You're already friends with him." And I love Leolio. I think he's such a dope character. Um, oh yeah, this is a cool scene too, where uh, Illumi is like, "I'm gonna go kill Gon," and then right here, and then Leolio, Hanzo, and Kurapika block the door to Gon, because Gon is in bed healing after his fight, and then Killua admits defeat to Illumi. He says, "You win. I can't beat you." And so that means that Killua actually failed the Hunter exam. He's the only character, especially among the main characters, to actually not become a hunter. I forget what happens with that, because I think he becomes a hunter later on, if I remember correctly. He takes the exam again and actually becomes a hunter, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time, but I'll find out soon enough because I'm rereading everything. Um, but then Gon wakes up and he goes to see Illumi because all the hunters who passed the exam are like waiting for, I guess, to be dismissed or whatever. And this is nuts. Gon grabs Illumi, Killua's brother, grabs him, and pulls him aside. And he grabs him so hard, you can see here, like Gon is so strong that he actually breaks Illumi's arm just by holding on to his arm. Oh yeah, and then there's a scene where they're all debating whether Killua was justly got failed, or if maybe somebody else should have failed. There's a lot of dialogue in Hunter x Hunter, and a lot of like narration, um, which contrasts Berserk, which is, like I said, another manga I'm reading right now, which is the first time that I'm reading Berserk. I'll make a video about Berserk probably tomorrow before I go to work, because I have the morning free, so I'll probably make a video about Berserk tomorrow, the first volume of Berserk. But Berserk is a lot of artwork, a lot of like action sequences and all these really cool drawings. And Hunter x Hunter is like the opposite. It's like a lot of dialogue and a lot of simple drawings. Um, but yeah, Killua, he killed Bororo when he was facing Leolio, and that's what got him uh, disqualified, I guess. Um, but anyway, uh, oh yeah, so this is where they decide to go get Killua because Killua leaves and goes back home to his home, and they decide to go get him to bring him back. It's kind of like a Killua retrieval arc a little bit. Okay, so then there's a sequence where they explain the value of the hunter card, like the license, the hunter license. Yeah, and Ilumi actually tells them where to go, or at least the name of the location. And Hisoka and Ilumi have a they're like they have a relationship, like they work together. I forget exactly what their relationship is. I know Hisoka is a member of the Phantom Troop, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. I forget if Ilumi is a member of the Phantom Troop. I don't think he is. But Ilumi and Hisoka have a like they know each other, and they even communicated in a previous volume before Hisoka Ilumi took the pins out of his head to change his face. Oh yeah, and then they talk about the internet, like what the internet is like in the hunter world, the hunter world. They talk about home codes, how that's like a way to communicate with hunters when they're away. Gon shows Satots uh, the card that Kite left him behind. It's a double star hunter certificate. Kite left him behind, but it actually belongs to Ging, who is uh, who is Gon's dad. Jing or Ging. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Jing. Oh yeah, there's this part here that kind of confused me a little bit. Maybe it'll make more sense as I read on, but there's this part where they say they leave, like they've all become hunters, and they leave the hunter like headquarters. And right here it says the hunter exam is not quite done. And I don't see how the rest of this volume, at least, has anything to do with the hunter exam. Maybe I just don't get it, but they go to get Killua, and then they go to the Heaven's Gate. Oh, I guess it's because they have to learn Nen. That's probably why it's not quite done. That would make sense. That would make sense. So yeah, so Kurapika, God, and Leolio are trying to figure out how to get to Killua, and they figure it out. They take a airship to the location. And this is a cool little arc here, the Killua retrieval arc. They arrive at the Zoldyck like headquarters, Killua's family, and they meet the guard, the guy who's like in charge of filtering the people who enter the Zoldyck headquarters. And it's this guy. I think his name is Zebro. Him. And they become friendly with him. And he explains to them that in order to enter the Zoldycks have a guard dog named Mike or Fluffy. Sometimes they call him Mike, sometimes they call him Fluffy. So I'm not sure which one it is, or I guess it's both. And he explains that if you enter through the side door, Mike will just eat you. But if you enter through the main door, which is a weighted door, that you have to be super strong in order to push it open. If you can make it through that door, he leaves you alone. So basically, the guard, Zebro, I think his name is, he shows them, like he becomes super buff. And I guess that's Nen he's using. And he's able to open the door. And there's like several doors. There's like multiple doors that are stacked on top of each other. And I think they all weigh 2 tons. And the stronger you are, the more doors you can open at a time. So apparently he can only open 1 set of doors. But I think he said Killua could open like 3 set of doors. Oh yeah, and God's talking about he'll just scale the wall, like he doesn't care about Mike, like he'll just scale the wall. So he's asking for the key to get into the side door, but they don't want to give it to him because Mike will just eat him. But yeah, does Gon give up his fishing pole after a while? I feel like later in the series he doesn't use his fishing pole as often as he does at the beginning. He uses it in this volume though. Yeah, that's Mike right there, or Fluffy. That's a really cool drawing of him too. The Zoldyck's guard dog. And apparently he's like a vicious, like, machine, they call him. So then Zebro tells them, you guys can stay at our like the servants' quarters, it's called. And you can train here to become stronger so that you can open the door and Mike will leave you alone. Um, so everything in the servants' quarters is weighted. Everything is like super heavy so that when you use it, you're like working out basically. But they only stay there for like what, like 10 days or 2 weeks or something like that. And like Leolio is already able to open the door after 2 weeks of training. Oh yeah, this is a cool sequence here. They're finally ready to move forward to like head towards the Zoldyck like mansion or whatever, and they run into this character. I forget what her name is. I don't know if they even mention her name. I guess they do, and I'm just forgetting. But she's really cool, and I think she's like a black girl, and I like her design a lot. But she's standing at this passageway here, and she says, "If you cross the line between these 2 pillars here, I'm gonna hit you and not let you move forward." Um, so I mean not Kilo, Gon decides to just keep on walking towards her, and she just keeps hitting him. And Leo and Kurapika are just watching it happen. And she just keeps hitting him and keeps hitting him. This is a cool drawing right here. He's all swollen and bloodied. And after a while, she's just like, just stop. Like, what are you doing? And then she's like, I love this part here. She's like, you can't get in, accept it. And then she turns to Leolio and Kalapika. She's like, you're his friend. Stop him. And then we just get this these panels here of Kurapika and Ryo just looking on, and they're just like, yeah, like this is what's gonna happen right now. And then she decides. She says, uh, um, "This is cool." Gon says, "The difference between you and Fluffy is that while you hide your emotions, you still have a soul. At the mention of Killua's name, you betrayed something. Concern, maybe?" And then she says, "Please, you must help Master Killua." And then, bam, she just gets shot in the head. And then you see Killua's mom and his sister are like looking on. And she just shot him. Wait, what's her name? Did I miss it? Or is she nameless? I don't remember them saying what her name is. I don't think they did. Anyway, oh yeah. Then we cut to Killua getting tortured by his brother because Killua left his home and I think he attacked his sibling, like his mom and like his brother or something like that, while he was leaving. So they're like punishing him for leaving. And that's Killua's grandfather. And that's his father. Him. But Killua's father actually is like the more compassionate. I mean, he seems to have some ulterior motives, but he seems to be more compassionate than the rest of his family. Because they're all assassins. All of Killua's family are assassins. But Killua's father actually tells him, "Go ahead, go be with your friends." And all the rest of his family members are like, "No, you have to stay here and be an assassin." Oh yeah, this is a cool part here. When Leolio, Kurapika are gone, they arrive at the butler's quarters, and they're waiting for Killua to show up because Killua has already decided that he's gonna leave and be with his friends. And the butlers are like, "Okay, well, in the meantime, let's play a little game." So they play this game where he tosses a coin in the air. This guy here. Let me see if I can find a good picture of him. This guy, he's like the head butler of the Zoldycks. And he's like, "I'll toss a coin in the air and then snatch it out of the air, and you have to guess which hand the coin is in." And it keeps getting increasingly more difficult, the way he does it. Like he does like crazy shit where like you can hardly tell which like what he's doing with his hands, and they have to tell which hand the coin is in. And I think he says, "Yeah, if you guys fail, then I'm just gonna kill you all." And this is a cool sequence here. Gon, since he just got his ass beat by the girl, his eye is all swollen, so he has a bandage over his eye. So he tells Leolio, "Hey Leolio, can you give me your knife real quick?" Because Leolio has like a switchblade, and so he slices open his wound, like his swollen eye, lets the blood out, and then like tape and then like tapes it up right here so that he can see with both eyes. And then they do a crazy maneuver where like three of them are like shuffling the coin between all three of their hands really fast. But Gon's able to see it because Gon has enhanced sight, enhanced like smell. He has enhanced senses basically. And then they applaud because he's able to tell that the guy with the coin is actually the guy behind him. After all that, so Killua comes with them, and then they decide that they're gonna separate, and they're gonna meet on September 1st in York New City because there's gonna be a big auction there. And that's where the Phantom Troop is going to be, and that's where Kurapika wants to, I guess, start taking his revenge, because Kurapika wants to kill all the Phantom Troop people because they killed his clan. And then, but the thing is, September 1st is like months away. I think they say it's like, I forget how long they say it is, 6 months away. So in the meantime, they all go their separate ways, but Killua and Gon stay together. And Killua says, okay, well, let's go to the Heaven's Gate. And the Heaven's Gate is like this big tower where it's like a fight club, pretty much, where you fight on each level, and the more you win, the further you advance, and the further you go up in the tower levels. Uh, and they figure that's a good way to train for the next 6 months in order to become strong enough to take on Hisoka. So they all go to the Heaven's Gate, which is that tower right there. And they start fighting. And they meet Zushi. This kid here, Zushi. Yeah, and that's the end of Hunter x Hunter Volume 5. So I have Volume 6. I just got it today. I ordered it like yesterday, and I just received it today. So I'm going to probably read that at work today. And then, well, tomorrow I'll make the Berserk video. And then, well, if I'll see if I'll do it tomorrow. I probably will, but if not tomorrow, then I'll do it sometime soon. And then shortly thereafter, I don't know when exactly, but I'll do the Hunter x Hunter Volume 6 video. So yeah, so that's the plan. That's the plan for these next couple days, the next few videos I'm going to make. Yeah, if you indeed watched me talk about Hunter x Hunter for almost a half an hour, thank you very much. I guess that's going to be it. I don't have much else to report. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in the very near future. Have a good one.